You know what the best part about the 1990s is regardless of what you feel, the moment that you wake up in the morning, good morning, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever you consider yourself in 2025, is that when you see things posted on the internet from the 1990s, you can quite literally have nothing but a nice big smile on your face. Just so we're clear, just blatantly honest here, I am simply sharing stuff and then going to tell my personal story because I don't want to be one of the 7.364 billion people copying one another. So 1990s video game trends that we're glad are gone. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. We got awkward 3D for the Nintendo 64. I'm going to argue with this one, bro, because listen up, Buttercup. When you think about it, yeah, the Nintendo 64 had like absolute potato graphics. The PS1 had absolute potato graphics. And that era of gaming, absolutely just a complete, blatantly obvious potato of graphics, right? 100% agree. But here's the thing. Gaming right now, it is 2025. If we like rewind time to about 2010, 15 years ago, gaming has pretty much looked the exact same. Look at Crysis. Not that big of a difference between that and the unreleased Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. that We got a couple nice lighting adjustments with RTX, and we got some nice DLSS to improve our frame rates up into the artificial area up in there and all that kind of super epic, awesome, wonderful stuff. But when we went from the Nintendo 64 to the GameCube, or wait, hold up, skipped a generation there. Wait, no, I didn't. Did I? I'm an idiot right now. I got a brain fart moment. It wasn't, the Wii came after the GameCube. I'm an idiot. It took me a minute there. I didn't play the GameCube, brother. That controller irritated the crap out of me, even more so than the Nintendo 64 controller, which also irritates me. So, regardless, that's really the cool thing about this is it went from 2D to literally 3D, and then when the PS2 and the GameCube and all these other platforms started coming out, Dreamcast, which again I didn't really play. I did. That was my buddy Josh, my babysitter, a gibberish mouth right now. My babysitter, my best friend growing up, his name was Josh, and my cookies are done. All right, back to the babysitter and best friend explanation as I turned my oven off. So he had the Sega Dreamcast, and I remember we would what was the name of it? So first, obviously Crazy Taxi, but there was also this like flying collectible video game. I don't know what it's called, but regardless, man, that's really the main thing. The graphics from the awkward 3D, I think that you kind of needed that because it went from the 2D to something 3D, which was cool alone in and of itself. But also we then went from that to the PS2 and like the more like ageable graphics. And to be fair, dude, like let's be real. Like when we were playing Super Nintendo back in the 90s, we thought those graphics were nutty. So it wasn't really, I mean, we're glad they're gone. So let's go ahead and move on. Simplistic storytelling that you're hold up. Video trains we're glad are gone. Simple storytelling. You just like early video games had very limited storytelling tools. I'm going to argue with this one too, bro. Listen, not everybody wants to sit down and play a video game for 70 hours. Some of us just like to play like a Super Mario World, be done with it, save our game, and then go play in the woods with our friends, go ride our bikes with our friends, go listen to parental advisory CDs in the store where your parents don't know you're listening to swear words and cussing through the headset in the store because they don't know the music that you're listening to that you're not supposed to listen to. I know you all did it too. I know you all did it. Don't even argue with me. You know you did it. So yeah, that's my point. Not everybody just wants to sit on their butt and play a video game for 70 hours every single day when you only have 24 hours that day. And how is that possible? You play it on 4 times speed. Okay. So now, so let's go ahead and continue here. Simplistic storytelling. I actually liked that, dude. Like, think about it. How many games of the little plumber man has he rescued the princess over the past like 30 years, bruh? And he's still rescuing the princess 30 years later, bruh. And it's still one of the most popular games out there. Dude, not everybody wants a 70-hour video game, okay? So, pre-rendered background. So this one I'm actually going to agree with because you're going to hate me for this, but it's the most obvious game out there on this is the Resident Evil game. So basically what happens is there's like an image. It's not even like pre-rendered graphic or wait, hold up. I might be eating my own words, but maybe I'll be teaching you something here. So you had like an image, like a literal image, and then the actual 3D character was like created. So it was like basically it was a creation of the character that moves on the image to make it look like it was actually like rendering the background, but in reality it was just a freaking image. And the Resident Evil game is a perfect example of that, but I might be eating my own words. That may not even be what this is about. In the early stages of 3D era, developers only had so many polygons to work with. Many elected to save them for the characters while making the worlds they traversed through still background. Okay, so I was right. Games like Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, and Grim Fandango had polygonal characters. All right, so let's like kind of warp through this. Your boy's got like a lot of other stuff open here that he's got to like run through. If you guys see anything that you would like me to make more content on, leave a comment down in the comment. Oh my goodness, look at that view. I know you guys. So this is a funny one because I want to go over that with the comic one too. So tank controls. If you see anything, right, we're actually gonna do that after. Oh my goodness, frick this part, bro. Artificial difficulty. I'm actually I don't dude. Because so the thing is, when you do hard things, so Souls games are a really good example of this. Like Dark Souls, the newer Dark Souls games, or Metroidvanias are, I mean, they're not the exact same, but for those of you that have a hard time, like getting into the more difficult games, there are some games out there that just, they do it really badly. Like you'll be 30 minutes into a level and you die and you have to start all over from the very beginning. That's a terrible way to do this. But Celeste is another really good example of this, where you're and for those of you that Celeste is like a little platformer. Another example of this type of game would be Super Meat Boy. Flappy Bird, I guess, would be another Android type example where you're basically going through, or Dead Cells, another one, Hollow Knight. So there's a lot of them out there where you're playing the game. It's really hard, but when you die, you basically restart very close to where you just died. And because of that, it makes it hard so that you can actually learn what you're supposed to do. Or in other words, like Dark Souls does it a little bit differently, where your boy's going down another rabbit hole, but Dark Souls doesn't like, they make it so that the stuff that it's not like super important to do the stuff that you need to do. Your boy's got some screen tearing going on up in that video game. He's definitely emulating Lion King. It's one of my favorite games, honestly. So artificial difficulty. But anyways, the reason I was explaining that is because when you finally accomplish that, dude, it makes it so much more meaningful, you know? But fixed camera, absolutely. That one was a nightmare, dude, especially with certain games. The Nintendo 64 was notorious of that, dude. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day was such a good game, but like the cameras were terrible on it. Countless console add-ons. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. Like the Game Genie, would that be an add-on? Game Genie for the win. DD4 L2. I know it's DD4 L2. It's a Super Mario World cheat code. I forget the rest of it. Crass and alienating advertisements. What? You need a set of these to play one of these. I mean, that's literally still being done. Much worse. Let's be real. Scaled down ports, awkward controllers. Oh my god. Yes, Nintendo 64 and GameCube, bro. The weirdest controller. Mascots with attitude. I like that, bro. That's like what made the 90's. Nah, that's a positive. Like American Pie and all the freaking like raunchy college, like freaking punks. Girls Gone Wild, the show we all like secretly watched at nighttime. Full motion video games. I didn't play games like that. I was a platformer. I still can't really get into the JRPG scene. Unless it's like an action platformer like Secret of Mana or something. So let's move over here because it's one of the things that popped into my mind. So it was called Butsons. I don't know if it was like global across America, but where I live in New England, I live in New Hampshire. There was this older grocery store called Butsons, and it's closed now. It doesn't. It's kind of like we had a Butsons and an Ames. How many of you had an Ames near you? But so one of the things from the 1990's comics trends is so there was this Butson's grocery store, right? I know you guys are all every dude watching this is absolutely that was also so I was born in 1989. I know. Don't look it, don't act it, don't sound it. Probably never will look, act, or sound it. So there we go. I was born in 1989. So anybody that was like probably like between 10 and 15 in the 90's, I know you did the exact same thing. So the movie stores too, but we'll go over that after in the cartoons. So we're in the grocery store. It was honestly in my grocery store. It was a pretty small area, and they had like the Nintendo Power magazine. They had some other comic books like the Spawn comic books, the Batman comic books, and Ninja Turtle comic, Spider-Man. All the comic books were there, and then they had the like news ones, and then at the very top, bro, we had the Playboys, we had the Hustler. Is that what it was? Is that the Hustler one that was popular back then? What was another popular one? But yeah, you get my point. I can't think of any other, but so I'd pull out one of the comic books, and then I'd look to make sure nobody was looking, and I'd pull out one of the top ones, and I would sit at the little area looking at them. But 1990 comics trends that should make a comeback. Totally, they should organize the comic books in order from what I just barely said. So artists were given a bigger chance to write books. Absolutely agree with this, dude. Creativity has just completely gone down the road. It's honestly one of the main reasons that I've started creating content the way that I do across every single one of my channels. The PC channel, the gaming channel, the retro channel, the travel channel, the talks channel, the diary channel, all of them right now. Each one of them is in the exact same format. I am a real human finding cool, interesting things that I can tell stories and experience on through just sharing it like a normal person rather than sitting here scripting out a video, reading it to you, pretending as though my script is reality and truthful. Dude, I cannot stand it when I can tell somebody is reading. So regardless, that's really the main reason that I create content now is because, dude, community and real people, it's just so lackluster on YouTube right now. Like nobody is a real person. Everybody's trying to sell somebody something all of the time. Everybody's got a brand deal and sponsorship, which right after the brand deal and sponsorship, they put a freaking ad because they know you're going to fast forward through it. Oh my goodness, dude. There's a reason I don't take sponsors on any of my channels. And it's just like, yeah, the worst part about that is nobody notices when you don't take the sponsorship, but when you do take the sponsorship, they absolutely notice. So anyways, I don't like watching them, so I don't take them myself. The big two used imprints to sell stories that were out of the ordinary. Hold on. The big two, I don't understand. DC's Black Label has some excellent comics, but it doesn't have anything on 90's Vertigo. Okay, well, if you understand this one, you go ahead and let me know, but That one doesn't make much sense to me. The biggest characters got multiple ongoing comics. I 100% agree with this, dude. But it's so sad because like Disney owns all the like the ones we grew up with. If you're, I'm guessing if you're watching this, you grew up in the 90s, and Disney owns them now, dude. And I'm sorry, I hate to be that guy, but listen, I have friends that are different. Okay, I have friends that are whatever. I don't want to talk about it because I just don't care, dude, and I know it'll start an argument. But with how Disney creates their shows now, and Netflix, there's a reason I don't watch Netflix anymore as well. And in all fairness, there's a reason I don't really watch any media anymore. I like to watch like the educational stuff and then the nostalgia trips. And then like the older video games. It's very hard for me to watch any actors anymore and just like the more modern shows because it all one, it all feels fake. And two, for some reason, Disney feels the need to add a scene for everything, you know? And it's just like, okay, well, I'm enjoying the show. And then boom, that's shoved in my face. It's like, nah, dog, you just killed my vibe. I'm going to go ahead and pass. But either way, I would like this as well. But I would like it so that like capitalists didn't own it, if that makes sense. Like, so back in the day, back in my day, like let's say Capcom as an example, or Konami, another example, or Delta East. I'm trying to think of games that weren't the old owners of the comic book or owners of the series or creators of that superhero were actually like I'm guessing they had to obviously do the licensing, but regardless, like that doesn't happen anymore. Like Disney owns the superheroes, and Disney is the only one that creates anything on those superheroes. Nobody else. So it's like you're stuck with Disney's creative stuff, and it's like Disney sucks. So you all of a sudden no longer like your superhero because nobody else can create anything on that superhero because Disney now owns it. I think that would be it's kind of what made the Game Boy Advance. Like I'm on board with everybody, bro. The movies and cartoon games, like now that we're older, they're terrible. Going back, it even like a little bit destroys your nostalgia for the game unless you had memories outside of the game just being fun. Because even if a game now is bad and you go back, but you had memories like with a friend or like going and renting it at the video game store and then bringing it over to your friends to share the game or whatever, you like if you have experiences like outside of the actual video game, then it's still a good time replaying that game. But if you're just sitting there playing like a SpongeBob game on your Game Boy Advance or a Shrek video game on your Game Boy Advance or whatever, you get my point. There's a game for like literally every single show. Rocket Power, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Billy and Mandy, all of them, bro. So like you have like all these like cool memories with them, and you go back and you're like, oh my goodness, this is such a bad game. And that's honestly one of the main reasons that I create these little like retro. So this is what I do with this. So what you're seeing right now with this like whole Mario game room setup, what I do is I create that like game room image with Google Gemini, and then in the background I will place a display, and I will then go full screen in OBS, and I will literally play my video game on that big TV back there with my chair like right in front of the TV to make it as though it makes me feel like I'm back in the 1990s playing that video game. And it's honestly a series that I want to try because there was a couple of like on the other channels, there's a couple of POV videos that I have done that have actually done really well. It wasn't in the retro space. It was like building computers and hanging out with friends and stuff, building the computers because for those of you that are unaware, I do run a PC business, building computers and things of that nature. But either way, yeah, let's go ahead and move on. The problem with sharing content on stuff that you really enjoy is I always go down these like insanely long rabbit holes. But the cool thing about that though is that now like so many people are starting to watch content on their TV that like it's either you make short videos or extremely long videos. And I never intend to make these like super lengthy long videos, but dude, I don't really have friends. I just don't. I fell into the entrepreneur trap of working and making my identity on creating content, building computers and doing things in the gaming space and kind of like just chasing more money. Um and because of that I avoided like the friends, and then when I finally was whatever, I got to a point where I didn't really have to work anymore and I was spoiling myself with stuff that I don't need. That's when all of a sudden like everybody wanted to be my friend, and it's just like, nah, dude, I'm gonna pass on that one. So either way, I really just keep to myself now, and I just, again, like I said, with the community aspect of YouTube, bro, like YouTube really took me out of a very dark place in my life. And the reason it took me out of a dark place in my life is because things that I enjoyed, I was watching other people. And this was because, so when I started like watching YouTube, like it was during the whole like vlog era. Like it was during that time period where people were just chill, like the Roman Atwood era, the Casey Neistat era, and like that era of content creation where it was like people just hanging out, sharing what they're doing in their life, making content on things that they like, connecting with what other people watching them like. Whereas now it's just this dopamine invoking entertainment bull crap, or it's some false clickbait video on somebody telling you, oh, this is how you make $100,000 in 2 days selling Pokemon cards. And people literally believe that, click it and watch it. Oh, gee, hey, genius. But so anyway, and it's kind of this is what makes me really sad with my talks channel as well. Like I'm getting the channel is still growing, and it's like I haven't uploaded a video to that channel in over, it's probably been 2 months now. And the reason I haven't uploaded any content to that channel in 2 months is because I made one extremely good, long, helpful video that literally gave away the entire system of what I do and how I make the money that I make with building computers, the YouTube content, the brand deals, the affiliate marketing, Amazon inviting me into their influencer program, making money on creating content for the videos on the products on Amazon. So yeah, I made a really good video and it gave away everything. And then now I get, yo, this guy just made a banger and he dipped. He's no longer, I didn't dip, bro. I literally already made the video for you. Like, so people can either like choose to watch it or not. Like, I'm at a point now, dude, where I just live my life doing things I want to do and having fun doing what I do. I don't need to work like ever again. Yeah. So I just do what I want to do now. I don't care about views. If people don't like me chilling and hanging out, it is whatever, bro. But this is the type of content that I like. People can tell me I ramble too much and whatever. You can go watch somebody else that just prompts AI and reads you a script. It's good for you. So speaking of that, subscribe, like, comment, do all that epic, wonderful stuff. If you have not done it yet, you're 25 minutes into the video, brother. I'm hoping that you do that for me. You support the content. Your boy's been 25 minutes rambling right now. So yeah, back to storytelling the game. So let's actually move on here because that's 2 articles. I got like 10 articles. I'm not making a 4-hour video for you guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, the Saturday morning cartoons from the 1990s. So if there is anything else here that you guys would like me to make like more content on, please let me know down in the comment section below, because it just gives me more video ideas. I was like, yeah, I really want to make a video like regarding like the video games and like the cartoon and comic era. And I just, whatever, I found a bunch of articles that I wanted to share. So Saturday morning cartoons from the 1990s based on video games. I honestly miss this, and people can go ahead and say, oh, they're always bad. They're not always bad. And when you're a kid, dude, listen, that like, how many of us like really care? when we're a kid. Like from my perspective, man, I don't know. This I actually liked this. I liked the movie. That it was done really well, I think. How many of you have seen the Super Mario, the new Super Mario video game? This is the cartoon. I can go full screen on this one. See, I didn't grow up watching this one. My favorite one was Timon and Pumbaa. That was such a good the morning show. So my favorite cartoon was I do such a it's really hard for me to pick, but it's probably between Ed and Eddie and Rocket Power. It's definitely one of those. Those are definitely my two favorite cartoons. And that's what I'm saying about the like raunchy era. I liked that, dude. I thought that like because Ed and Eddie was just like a WTF type of show, you know? Let me know what your guys' favorite cartoon was. But from the morning perspective, it was definitely Timon and Pumbaa. Dude, Timon and Pumbaa series. I know you guys all like that show too. Earthworm Jim is another one I didn't watch, honestly. Wait, what is this one? Wait, is that actually the game? Hold on. Was that the 1995? I mean, that looks really good for 1995, bro. That doesn't look, nah, I don't believe that. Mega Man, I did watch this one. Oh, come on. Okay, I was going to say, they don't have a freaking video of it. I did watch this one. I didn't really like I still don't really like the game. It's too hard. I like it with cheat codes. Donkey Kong Country. What? Whoa, wait, hold on. Okay, I was going to say, is that a movie? They actually have this down at Universal Studios now. Adventures of Sonic. I did watch this one as well. I didn't watch that Donkey Kong series. I don't remember that. Donkey Kong Country animated series. Oh, didn't bring me where I wanted to go. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Yo. I didn't click play. Oh my goodness, you can go watch it. For those of you that are unaware. Oh, no way. That's cool. Where's my watch list? Add. Like. Because oh no, what did I just close out? I closed something out. Well, either way, if I closed it out, we can make a video. Because I really don't want to make a 4-hour video, bro. We're already way down the rabbit holes up in here. So yeah, more song. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, 12 hours. That's got to be the whole. Oh my goodness, that's a freaking. How did he get away with that? You copywriting, bro. Your channel's still up, dog. That's crazy. I did watch that one. This was a morning one. Obviously, this is a morning cartoon. Street Fighter. I didn't watch. I was too grown up for me at that time period. I didn't watch this one. I was 6 or 7 during this one. I guess it was more grown up for me. I don't know. I didn't watch that. I don't even think I was aware of it. Captain and the Game Master. I didn't watch that one either. I don't even know what that one is. I'm aware of the Street Fighter one, but I don't know what this one is. So Captain and the Game Master. Let's actually watch the trailer here. Oh, that looks like the Joker. Oh my God. Ren and Stimpy. I don't know why that reminded me of it. The Toast Man. That's what that little image that we just saw. Hold on. This right here. It's for some reason that reminds me of Toast Man. Super Mario World. I didn't watch that cartoon either. Pokemon. I still can't get into Pokemon. I don't know what it is. I think there's just too much. Hold on. I didn't play the trailers for you. Because I'm serious, dude. Like, there's for some reason just seeing this stuff. It really does. I started this video out for a reason. It makes you so happy, just like seeing like memories of stuff like that. And genuinely, I don't care if I get copyrighted. It is whatever. I'm not making any money from my channels anyway. I make my money elsewhere. Pokemon. I mean, I do. I shouldn't say that. That sounds like I'm ungrateful. I'm very grateful for YouTube. Obviously. All right. So Animation Secret. I already did that. Comic trends. All right. So we did all that. Most important gaming events of the 1990s. So we are going to rapid fire through these next few things, or I probably won't. I'll probably get sidetracked, but let's be real. 15 FPS. I couldn't play this game. There's actually a patch for it now. So it's not a patch really. It just makes the game run at in 2D. Mortal Kombat. Wait, what is the name of the most important gaming events? Sega does what Nintendo don't, because Mortal Kombat had blood on the Sega. Sony enters video games and challenges Nintendo for the PlayStation and Super Nintendo. Little attachment there that they tried doing. Can you imagine what gaming would be like if Nintendo actually, this right here, the CD-ROM add-on, can you imagine what gaming would be right now if we didn't have PlayStation? Like, could you imagine like how different everything would be? CD-based gaming changes in the industry. I don't know. See, the PS, I don't have as many memories during the PS2 and 360 era because that's kind of the time period my life like kind of started falling apart. Was like right around that, whatever, 12, 13, 14 years old. That's really where my life started just going down. And then definitely at 14, that's when I started getting sent to hospitals and inpatient programs and residential centers and psych ward and all that really awesome stuff. So I don't really remember a lot during that time period of my life. I was very sick. So Resident Evil creates an entirely new genre. I genuinely did not know that. That's kind of horror gaming is one of the industry's most popular staples these days, but among the no, I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even realize that, honestly, because Doom, there's Castlevania, there's like these like they're not technically horror games, but they're definitely demonic games if that makes sense. But they're more like action, I guess. They're not really horror. All right, so that was a pretty quick one. So 25 best cartoons from the 1990s. I'll be real with you, bro. The only reason I clicked this article was because of Hey Arnold. Bro, every kid, you know, I know everybody on the planet knows it, bro. If you watched Hey Arnold, you wanted his bedroom. He still has the coolest bedroom any kid could ever have. So Captain Planet and the Planeteers, I didn't watch that cartoon. But you know, oh my God. Rocko's Modern Life, dude. Okay. Hold up. I might take back. Dude, that really was a good show. So I don't know. But either way, this is a good example of that like raunchy, like whack, freaking like weird 90s. Oh my God, Gargoyles too. Bro, but the thing with Gargoyles, yo, that wasn't on a lot though. Like you had to like this was like during the period where you were always chilling with your friends, like during that like period of getting out of school. Dude, this show was sick. We used to play this in the woods. For imagination perspectives, we used to play that in Ninja Turtles as well. We would play Ninja Turtles in the woods. Oh my God, Angry Beavers. Yo, dude. Yo, this is a killer article. Oh my God. Yo, this is an epic throwback, dude. No way. I didn't look at any of these. I just found the titles, clicked them, and I wanted to just whatever naturally speak. Frick, dude. Nah, you can't. It's impossible. It's impossible to pick anything under top 10. Nah, yeah, dude. Angry Beavers was a killer show. This was definitely this. I already mentioned this one. This is definitely one of my favorite shows. Rocket Power is the other one. King of the Hill. I never really got into this. They're actually making a remake of the show. I never really got into the show. South Park, absolutely. I got into that one. And The Simpsons. And then obviously as time went on, Futurama, Family Guy, and American Dad and everything like that. I didn't really watch Futurama though. I still don't really care for it. All Real Monsters. Yo, yeah, that was a good one too, dude. I actually still like the video game. I still replay the video game every once in a while. The Are Real Monsters. It's not a good game, but I have a lot of memories with it. Or well, it is. I guess it's not a bad game, but the platforming isn't very good, and it is more of a platformer. Well, it's like a mix of a platformer and a puzzler. But the Powerpuff Girls, So I'll be real with you. I didn't personally choose to watch this one. I did like the cartoon, but my sister watched this one. Um, Sugar, spice, and everything nice. I forget how the Mojo Jojo. And then that devil guy. I forget the rest of it. But the crazy, oh my God, Doug. Skeeter. Oh, is Skeeter not in that photo? Where is he? Okay, there he is. Roger, Doug, Patty. That's Sarah, right? I don't remember the other one's names. What was the dog's name? I know it's not Pluto. I forget the dog's name. Let me know. Billy West. I mean, it wasn't like a super like entertaining show, but I did watch it. Ren and Stimpy. This is a good one. The Ren and Stimpy show. I honestly still think people still. I'd be real with you, dude. Rugrats. Look, you can go ahead and say this all you want, but dude, I still think this is a cool show. This one and the Wild Thornberry. Oh my God, yeah, Wild Thornberries. That was a really good one as well. But so dude, like it's like you so the cool thing, and this is what meditating does for you. If you actually get into the space of I know we're getting way down a different topic right now, but if you actually get in the habit of meditating and you get to the point where you're actually able to silence your mind to a point of just being in the moment, you can start visualizing your so if you can get to the point of just being in the moment without your mind racing and thinking about other stuff other than thinking about the moment and your feeling and the experience that you're currently experiencing, you can then start to visualize these how do I want to you start to visualize your imagination, I guess is the only way that I could think to explain it. Kind of like how you were a kid, like when you're playing with your little action figure toy and you like literally think you're in the action superhero cartoon that you're watching and you're literally playing with your action figure, jumping and tying a rope to your Spider-Man and swinging it around the house and swinging it and flinging it. You know what I mean? You just like whatever, your imagination like becomes real. Beavis and my dad watched this one. So Beavis and Butthead Do America, the Kung Holio. I did like the movie. I never really got into the show though. But anyways, Rugrats was a killer show, dude. Because the adventures they go on makes it, you know what I mean? It's like a new adventure. It's kind of like so a more modern take on Rugrats would be Rick and Morty. Obviously, Rick and Morty is way heavier on the adult aspect, but you get my point. They're like two like people that can like travel through space and do random things anywhere at any time at any point and just whatever. It's like every episode is new. And that's kind of like what Rugrats was because it was just new. So Beavis and Butthead, I couldn't really get into this. I did like the movie, but I never really understood the actual point of the actual show because you just kind of they're just sitting there like like baked or whatever and drunk and stuff, and they're like watching music videos. So I never really understood it. Hey Arnold, absolute banger. That was a really good show. The Room, Helda, Skid. Oh man, Phoebe. That it's really annoying me that I can't remember his name because he's one of the more main popular characters in that show. I'm so irritated. Gerald, that's what it was. Okay, I was gonna say Gerald, Helga. I don't remember what these other ones. I'm trying to remember the nerd. Frick, let me know the. Oh my God, Pinky in the Brain, bro. I don't even. Oh my God, I haven't heard anything on that show for so long. North. Dude, and then Animaniacs was another really weird one. This was a really weird show, dude. Dude, this was such a whack show. This is why I'm saying this whole like whatever the trends that need to go away. Absolutely not, bro. The raunchy like WTF shows is what totally made the 90s. This was, it really was a weird show. All right, let's actually chill out for a moment here. Cuz all right, I can't say I will I'll get in trouble for even mentioning it. But anybody that grew up with that and is older and actually understands the show now, um, because that's what they did. Oh my god, Animaniacs. Speaking of Animaniacs, but it was just a wacko show. Um, but there's a lot of like really adult uh meaning to it. I guess is the only thing I can think display. Animaniacs. I I mean, it was a good show. I watched it, but I don't really have any memories with it. The video game, I have more memories with from the Super Nintendo. I don't really have much with the show though. Dexter's Laboratory, this was a killer show. Absolutely awesome. This was a really good one. A little freaking science nerd creating stuff. His little sister Dee Dee, or bigger sister Dee Dee, always like ruining them. And then that evil, big headed, almost like a Jimmy Neutron looking type of guy. Recess. I don't really have memories with this one. I watched it, but it was more of a just on in the background type of thing. It was a good show. So SpongeBob, obviously, I can't believe how long that show's been going. It's crazy. I didn't even realize that. So I mean, obviously, like South Park, The Simpsons, Family Guy. There's a lot of other shows from the '90s that are still going, but SpongeBob is just crazy. Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't think this one would hold up now because I did get the Paramount subscription just to rewatch a lot of the older cartoons, and this was on it. I think it was on it. Either way, I did get the apps with like the older, not all at once, but and I did try to watch some of the older cartoons, and a lot of them just didn't really do it for me. X-Men, the animated series, 1992. I was a Spider-Man and Batman kid. I'm not saying this was not a good cartoon. It was, but I was watching Spider-Man. There's only so many cartoons you can watch at once, dude. So I was like, we didn't have streaming back in the 90s to watch it anytime we want to. So I was watching the other ones. Daria, I did watch. It was a late night show though, but I wasn't up that late all the time. Batman, the animated series, obviously an absolute banger. Family Guy, still killer. And then number one, South Park, which I still absolutely love. So 22 painful gaming memories. This is crazy, but I'm going on 1 hour here. All right, so let's actually, bruh. This really is. We're going on an hour here. So 22 painful gaming memories. Only 90s kids are going to. I might actually have to like clip this into a couple different videos. I can't believe how long this is. I'm having so much fun with this video. Staying up until sunrise because your game had no save or password feature. So for me, it was because it was a rental. I do agree with that though. It was because we had a rental store and you had to like finish the game or whatever, go rent it again or keep it for more than the devastation when you had to take rented game back to Blockbuster. So that's literally what I was just describing. For me, it was the movie theater called The Way We Were, or not movie theater. It was a little local place called Blowing in it. For me, they didn't even show anything. I never got this right here. But yeah, the rental store, it was called The Way We Were. Not being able to see your Game Boy's screen on a sunny day. Oh my gosh, I know, right? I didn't have a Game Boy. My next door neighbor, one of my friends had one. But I can relate to that because I had the Game Boy Color and it was just as bad. Bombing yourself in corners. I wouldn't consider that's like terrible, like whatever missing. When your PlayStation memory card was so full, you'd have to agonize over which save files to delete. So when you're a kid, dude, you don't realize you're not smart, so you don't remember to like write on your little memory card which game it's for, and you get all miscombobulated. When the Game Gear's feeble battery died just as you were about to complete something. I don't remember that. That never happened to me. The sheer rage when a Tekken noob beat you mashing Grotto's kicks. All right, you know what, guys? we got to end it. So if you want any of these other things, please let me know down in the comment section below. I'm going to make more content. Like, this was really fun for me to do. But if you want me to make more content on any of the other stuff, you can do that. I really don't want to make, we're halfway through the articles. This is an hour long. At least the recording's an hour long. I don't know how much I'm going to edit it down. And I just don't want to make more than an hour long video. So yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see. Subscribe, like, all that kind of awesome stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.